I just got done reading Darkly Dreaming Dexter, and for those of you that don't know, that is the very first book in the Dexter book series. And there are a lot of similarities, but there are also a lot of differences, mostly, especially when it comes to Brian Moser. So here are all the main differences. Spoilers for like Dexter Book 1 and Dexter Season 1. So in Dexter Season 1, when we meet Brian, he's posing as a guy called Rudy Cooper. He's a doctor, he helps with prosthetics, and he dates Deb. But in the book, we actually don't get to meet him at all until we find out who he is. He doesn't date Deb, but he does all the same stuff that we see him doing, all the unalivings, putting out the body parts the way he does, and putting the Barbie doll in Dexter's house. He also looks nothing like this. In the show, we know that he's Dexter's brother, but he looks nothing like him. And in the show as well, he's supposed to be like 2 or 3 years older than Dexter, but in the book, he's only a year older. And he looks exactly like Dexter, because they see video camera footage of Brian Moser putting out the body parts, and they actually think it's Dexter. And it causes Dexter to think that he's actually doing this in his sleep, because the Dark Passenger in the books is more of this like supernatural entity. At the end of book 1, he also unalives LaGuerta, because LaGuerta finds Dexter, Brian, in the same position that we see him in the end of season 1. And they've got Deb on the table, and Brian's trying to convince Dexter to unalive Deb. But LaGuerta walks in on this, and when Brian notices her, he runs up to her, stabs her just as she shoots him at the same time. LaGuerta dies, but unlike the series, Brian actually lives. Dexter lets him get away. So far, that's all I know from book 1, but let me know what surprised you the most, and also be sure to hit that follow button for more content.